Hey everyone, this is Krazz, the director of DR the Audio Project. I am talking to you right now because there are a couple of exciting things coming up that you should know about. And I'm going to try my best to keep this short. Trying to record this has been long. So I'll do my best. Apologies if it's a long thing. But anyways, first thing, Ask Krazz Anything 2 is coming up. This time we have characters included. So you can not only ask me questions about a DR the Audio Project, about other things outside of DR the Audio Project, like video games or music or anything like that. You can ask me all those questions. You can also ask the characters questions too. You can ask like plot questions. It'll depend like what I can reveal, but I can promise that for most plot questions, we won't just shoot them down. We'll give you at least some bit of a hint. And obviously, meme questions are very welcome, especially for characters. We want everyone to have fun with this. So that's coming up either next episode or after Chapter 2, Part 1, whichever gets done first will come out first. Second thing, Chapter 3 free time events. Voting on that is also, like Ask Krazz Anything, in the description. And I'll probably promote this at the start of Chapter 2, Part 1 as well. It'll definitely be closed by Chapter 2, Part 2. I don't know when the voting will close exactly. But if you don't know, the way we do it is we have 3 characters selected by the writers, and we have 3 characters selected by the audience. And those are our 6 free time events. And yeah, I'm really excited for these 2 things. And I also have some big news to talk about in the Ask Krazz Anything. So I'm really excited for that. And that's all I have to say. This was much shorter than the last times I had to record this. So anyways, I will let you go and listen to the episode now. I hope you enjoy it. Bye.
DR the Audio Project is a non-profit fan-made series that is inspired by the Danganronpa series by Spike Chunsoft. We do not claim ownership over the Danganronpa series or the music in our episodes, with the exception of our opening and closing themes. Please support the official releases. Thank you for listening to the show.
Moving Nevermore, death is knocking on my door. I'm trying to relax, hoping all of this may pass. Everything that seems to be something now escaping me. I am trapped inside this room, praying to escape my doom. This fairy tale I wanted to live is now nothing but a reverie. Blood fills these halls, ghosts fill my thoughts. I pound myself against the wall. Awaken Nevermore, death is creeping ever forward. I am trying to relax, hoping all of this won't pass. Everything that seems to be something now escaping me. I am trapped inside this room, praying to escape my doom.
Nightmare at the Museum, Part 5.
Anna Osaki, I believe that you're the person who acted this tragic scheme out.
You're joking, right? There's no way you're accusing me of killing Seiichi, right?
You really think the Osaki girl did it? I'm almost shocked to hear such a suggestion.
You think Anna did it? But she's been so nice to everyone. I can't believe she would do something like that.
Hold on a second. This doesn't make any sense. You seriously think I killed him? That's just insane.
You can't deny the evidence, Anna.
There's no looking past the facts. We already found some answers to this complex puzzle. You simply are ignoring them.
What if this was all a setup? Aliens definitely had something to do with this. I know it!
Anna might not sound like him now, But there was a way in which she could have. She could have mimicked Seichi. It wouldn't be too hard for her to accomplish mimicking his voice.
That's bullshit. There was no mistake that it was the news loser crying his pathetic eyes out.
Uh-oh. Looks like the group is in a bind. Everyone disagreeing with each other, and it's causing a divide. How sad. Just kidding. Speaking of a divide, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the very first debate scrum.
Wait a second. A debate scrum? What's that supposed to mean?
Your divided group will be pitted against one another on 2 separate teams, and everyone has to argue their little hearts against friends in order to sway the argument to your stance. With that out of the way, let the debate begin! The question for everyone. Do you think our beloved ultimate voice actress, Anna Osaki, is the true killer or not?
To think Anna killed Seichi. I don't want to believe it.
Well, who else is there to blame? Aliens are certainly off the table for this one, and we've been debating for so long!
But are we really sure it wasn't Enjiro? He was acting quite suspicious earlier.
Hey, don't stray us down that road again. We already proved that it wasn't him.
Listen, guys, it's pretty clear that Seiichi was the one who spoke in that recording. I was the first one who listened to it, and I didn't hear anything but his voice. How could it possibly have been Anna?
Plus, Keiko heard him through the door, which made it easier for her to speak.
That's bullshit! There was no mistake that it was the news loser crying his pathetic eyes out.
But you said you heard him at 11:15 p.m. There's no way Seiichi could have been alive if he was killed 15 minutes prior.
There's no way I had the chance to ever use Seiichi's shower. Plus, I have my own, so it's unreasonable for me to not utilize it.
Even if you didn't use it, Kurigane couldn't have either because of the state of his nails. That much should be obvious.
So you're fucking saying that she used his shower? Bullshit.
She most likely used it to possibly clear her voice. Steam can help with congestion and clearing the lungs. It's helped me when I had to do speeches.
The line of thinking is completely unreasonable. Anna was the one who killed him? I cannot possibly even begin to think about how implausible that is.
Listen, handsome. We've got to talk about this more in order to get the full picture. I'm sure we'll be guided to the right answer.
The right answer? I wonder if we'll ever reach a conclusion. Everyone is contradicting themselves. Tick, tick.
We can reach a conclusion if we just keep talking like I said before.
All right! Enough squabbling! You all sound like a bunch of kittens about to get into a catfight. So, did you guys find the answer you were hoping for?
Ugh, no, you bird brain. We're just talking in circles.
All this talking is making my head spin. Can we take a small break?
It wouldn't be this way if you guys didn't just accuse me out of the blue.
It wasn't out of the blue at all, Anna. If we continue talking, then all the dots will eventually connect together.
What dots? There's nothing to connect because the culprit isn't me.
What do you expect us to do then? This is the only lead we got after all, Osaki.
Perhaps we need to convince her herself to just come out and admit it.
I don't want to keep blaming everyone, though. It just feels wrong.
What the fuck do you want us to do, drummer boy? Sit here with a stick up our asses and die? Pathetic.
Now, Chiharu. We need to stay calm now. Anna, there's quite a lot of evidence pointing in your direction. It's really hard to say this, but I also have my suspicions about your involvement in his murder.
Can you actually prove it, though? Do you have the ability to acquit me as the true culprit? You can't, because I wasn't around Seiichi at all yesterday, and I didn't interact with him at all.
Just because you haven't seen him all day yesterday doesn't mean that—
Nor did I have any motive to kill him in the first place. So if you can't prove either one of them, then you can't go around saying that I'm culprit at all.
Takuya, you know that she's lying, and so do I. You just need to point them out to everyone before things start to get confusing.
I can definitely manage that, Sayuri. Besides, I think this trail has gone on long enough.
I can't believe that you guys are blaming me for this inhumane act. This is just nuts!
It's not nuts. It's just facts aligning with each other in order to set in stone a verdict.
I refuse to believe that Anna killed Seichi. She would never do that to one of our friends.
If she didn't kill him, then who the fuck did? Are you forgetting the shitty situation we're stuck in? Because I think it's pretty fucking safe to say that anything can happen, dumbass.
I have to say, Anna being the one to kill first? I thought it was unlikely at first, but now, I don't know what to think.
You think I did it too, Arisato? Why do you guys keep blaming me?
There's no one else to blame.
We've already come this far, and it's not like we want to do this, you know. We just kinda have to do this if we want to get out of here alive.
Well, then maybe you stop then, because there's no way I or anyone else was around Seichi yesterday.
Anna, did you forget what we learned earlier? Or are you perhaps struggling to cover yourself up? And Jiro can prove your point otherwise.
Me? I haven't the slightest clue of what you're talking about, Sir Takuya.
You told me that you saw Seiichi yesterday. In fact, you stated that someone walked over to talk to Seiichi as well.
Did I say that? I can't seem to recall that ever happening, Sir Takuya.
Are you seriously pulling this right now?
Takuya, can you explain a bit more?
Yes, Takuya. Whatever do you mean?
During the investigation and early on in the trial, Jiro mentioned to me that he was talking with Seiichi around 9:30. Eizō even confirmed this earlier as well.
I did indeed. My muse was talking to Seiichi, and someone else pulled him aside. And Jiro did look quite agitated at this.
Well, Injiro, are you ready to confess? I don't think you can lie any longer, especially if Eizō saw you.
If I must be truthful, I did see someone approach Sir Seiichi and I. It was Lady Anna. She appeared to have a dazed look in her eyes while we were discussing my watches and how they just tick, tick, tick away. After Sir Seiichi made his return back to me, his whole mood suddenly changed. He seemed light as a feather, though he would not share this sudden change of attitude and kept me in the dark.
Thanks for finally confirming this. This proves Anno lied to us. She did in fact see Seiichi yesterday.
So, Anna did see Seiichi yesterday. Why would you lie to us like that?
You want to know why, Mayumi? It was because I was scared.
You? And pray tell why you were scared exactly.
It was just this whole situation. Being stuck here with no way to get out and fearing that I could be the one who dies. My whole facade was slowly beginning to slip when that damn bird keeps reminding us that we're stuck here.
Why didn't you say anything? You could have talked to anyone if you were feeling that way. Some of us would definitely listen and try to help you.
But that's the thing. I couldn't say anything because I was scared. No one could find out that I was starting to get scared with all my friends depending on me. And that's why I did what I had to do.
So you really did it then? You killed Seiichi. How could you do that?
Anna.
Yeah, I did kill Seiichi. And why did I do it? I was jealous as hell. My whole life, I've wanted to be someone others could count on. And I've been pretty good at that in my normal life. But then I'm taken here, and that bird tells us we're all gonna die. And I wanted to be there for everyone to help us all get through it, but right away, I felt myself starting to crack. Right from those first words Monokurasu said. And Seiichi, he was something I could never be in this situation. He was a leader who, for such a terrible situation, was honest, collected, open about his feelings. I wanted to be like that. and yet, I couldn't. It was starting to get too much for me to bear, and I didn't want anyone to find out. And when the bird talked about envying qualities of other people, I just broke. I just broke. So then... Hey, Seiichi. How's your night going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, actually. I was just listening to Enjiro talk about watchmaking. Very fascinating stuff. But did you need something of me? It was kind of rude to pull me away from him.
I'm really sorry about that. But it will only be a minute, I swear. But since we both use our voices, I was wondering if... well...
Yes? Is there something wrong? You know you can always talk to me if you...
No. It's nothing like that. I was just wondering if you'd like to run lines with me. I'd hate to slack off and not get any practice in. I'm sure you can relate, right? Being a very successful news anchor and all that.
Yeah, I can relate to that, I guess. So, where will we be meeting?
Just in my room, around 11 p.m. It'll be fun.
Great! I have to get back to Enjiro, but I'll see you then, Anna.
I had asked him to come to my room, which was where the actual murder happened. As soon as I walked away, I gathered all my materials. That cord that was used to strangle him? That was a mic cord for my exhibit. The gloves and the rope were in a storage closet in my exhibit as well. I was lucky enough that no one saw me with all that stuff in my arms, or else my plan would have been totally over before it could even take place. Getting the ketamine powder was a little bit trickier. I needed something to knock him out, to ensure that he wouldn't fight back and mess up my plan. I had no idea where to get a substance to drug someone. I mean, there wasn't like a pharmacy in here or something. So I went to convince Monokurasu to give it to me. And that wasn't a fun experience, but I got what I needed. That salt water mentioned earlier? It was actually the water I gave Seiichi to drug him. Still, I had everything set in place, and even grabbed a health book with a section on vocal cords and how to keep them healthy in order to make it more believable. I just had to wait for him to arrive, and when he did, I couldn't drop my facade until the time came.
Anna, you awake? I'm here for the vocal exercises.
Thanks for coming! I prepared some salt water to help clear the throat in order to help the voice project a little more.
Sounds wonderful. So, what exercise are we starting off with?
Well, I was thinking about starting on page 34 and working our way from there, if that's alright with you?
Yeah, that's... fine. Sorry. I'm just getting really tired all of a sudden.
Are you alright? Do we need to reschedule or something?
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but...
I'm sorry, Seiichi, but... it just had to be this way.
Why are you doing this?
Oh, God. What have I done? I can't go back now. Not after what I've done. I just gotta finish this. And that's that. I invited him over thinking that we were just gonna do something harmless like vocal exercises. But then I had to kill him after failing to strangle him originally with the mic cord. After it was over, I had to do something with his body and fast. Then I took his keycard and dragged him over to his room. Thankfully, it was right next to mine, or else that'd be a problem. I dumped out the salt water into his drain and left the plastic gloves on the sink. I guess I forgot about them because I carelessly left them out. I tried to find a place to hide his keycard so it'd seem like he had never left his room. But I accidentally found his journal in a drawer, and what I read was just awful. He had tried to kill himself after a tsunami hit the city he lived in, and everything was destroyed, with no ray of hope in sight. I mean, I was gonna stage a suicide, but I didn't realize I finished what he couldn't do so long ago. After I hung his body up on the ceiling fan, that's when I broke down into a panic attack. The realization of what I did hit me hard, that I became a murderer. I started crying, pretty loudly I guess, because Keiko came knocking on his door. I wasn't prepared at all for her questions, so despite my crackly voice, I gave an awful performance of mimicking his voice. I guess it was convincing enough to drive her away, and then I realized I couldn't just leave without a note or a recording or something of the sort. I rushed back to the exhibit, and what do you know? There is a little recorder in the storage closet. So I went back to his room and used his shower to clear my throat. The steam helping with the congestion and helping to clean any scratches to prevent infections. And then I created the fake recording, mimicking his voice even better this time. I guess without my ultimate ability, I wouldn't be able to pull this off entirely. So, yeah, I did it. I killed him. But I still feel all the regrets in the world from that night. He only wanted to practice with me, but I betrayed that trust.
Anna, I don't know what to say. I'm glad you told the truth, but I can't believe you killed Seichi.
I still can't believe that you were the one to commit such a gruesome act. You don't even have the appearance. I still can't believe that you were the one to commit such a gruesome act. You don't even have the appearance.
Well, what can I say? It's usually the most unsuspecting people who do such things. Plus, it was my own damn pride that got in the way.
I don't know how to react as well. But I don't blame you for this at all. It all stems from Monokarasu putting us in this place and creating this negative mindset.
I can't forgive you for this, Anna. I mean, you killed one of our friends. But I can say that I don't blame just you. A lot of other factors played into this.
I feel the same way. But I'm bewildered as to why you didn't just talk to anyone about what you were feeling.
Most of us would have been willing to listen and offer some sort of advice, you know?
I know I'm not the best person to talk to, but even I probably could have offered some tips. And a little info on alien hunting.
I haven't known you very well, Anna, but my time with you has been pleasant.
You guys, I'm so grateful to have met everyone and gotten to know you guys.
This moment has been so touching. I almost shed some tears of my own. But don't forget that Miss Anna's life is just tick, tick, ticking away now.
Unfortunately, he's right. We may have solved this puzzle and came to a conclusion, but it's not over just yet. That bird said there would be an execution when the culprit was found. Lo and behold, we found our culprit.
That's right, Hideki and Enjiro! Anna only has a short time to live. I've been so excited for this moment, I could hardly contain my excitement. And I think it's high time that we got this show on the road. Is everyone ready for the grand finale?
Wait. You're actually being serious? I'm gonna die? But I still have so much to do. Please don't do this.
Let's get pumped up, guys, because it's execution time!
Execution number 1. Anna under the sea. Anna is suspended high up in the sky, her arms tied to her body with chains. She looks downwards, and her entire face paled as she saw the vat of acid. The chain was descending at a rapid pace, showing no signs of stopping whatsoever, and her body slightly swinging in the process. Anna's face was in absolute horror as soon as she realized that her entire being would soon be plunged into the vat below. In an attempt to calm herself down, she began to talk to herself, loudly, reciting old lines from previous commercials she did, her voice echoing throughout the entire room. That's when the chain stopped suddenly. An idea popped into the voice actress's mind, one that preserved her life for just a little while longer. She began talking rapidly, talking in voices of every character she voiced throughout the span of her career, singing any catchy jingle she could think of. Anna talked and sang for as long as she could, but eventually she had to stop and breathe. The chain began to send with each break, causing Anna to keep talking, despite her lack of oxygen. Eventually, Anna's voice gave out. No matter how hard she tried to sing, act, or even scream, nothing came out except for a raspy whisper. She reached her limit, and a bitter smile laced her face, sweat dripping off her forehead and tears pouring out of her eyes. The chain was 1 foot away from the vat of acid now, her foot hovering just over it, and the gas emitting from it burning her body. Anna just looked down and muttered an unheard thank you for everything, and squeezed her eyes shut, preparing for the worst. However, when the chain didn't move, she looked around with visible confusion. Unexpectedly, the chain submerged into acid, Anna's body twitching and fidgeting as the acid ripped right through her. Her body stopped moving as it started to turn into a foam-like substance, just like how the Little Mermaid in her fairy tale did. Anna's voice would never be heard around the world again. The only thing that would remain of her are the commercials she did, the TV shows she voice acted for, and those silly little jingles she once sang.
We all just stood there in shock as we witnessed Anna, the bubbly and bright voice actress, get reduced to a sea green foam. Some of us were crying, while others were just dead silent, shock clouding their minds. So this is what will happen when someone kills another person. A gruesome execution, and everyone has to witness it. Just great. The elevator doors opened up, and everyone trudges inside. The silence creeping over us, and the mood is very tense. No one says anything as the elevator makes its way upwards, and when the doors finally open again, everyone just walked to their rooms. A chorus of doors shutting echoed throughout the building. When I walked into my room and shut my door, I immediately collapsed onto my bed. I stared up at the ceiling and went through the event that just happened today. So far, I've seen the dead body of Seiichi, someone who I just talked to yesterday, and witnessed the death of Anna, his killer, and someone who I considered a friend. I know how bad it feels and how much of a dilemma it must have been for her, but I can't entirely forgive her, and I don't think I ever will. She could have talked to someone about how she was feeling. She wasn't alone. I slowly closed my eyes and drifted off into a fitful sleep, with the faces of Seiichi and Anna haunting my mind.
I'm Josh Portillo, also known as Saitogami, and I play Eizō Altera.
I'm Natepeach, and I play Keiko Araragi.
I'm Bear, and I play Enjiro Asakura.
I'm Krazz99, and I play Sosuke Inamoto.
I'm Alama Smiles, and I play Mayumi Hamasaki.
I'm Zach Yasuda, and I play Arisato Ichigawa.
I'm Jitsu, and I play Maika Katayama.
I'm Ali, and I play Chiharu Kitano.
I'm Jaden the Edgy Boyo, or Jaden for short, and I play Seiichi Kurogane.
I'm Epic New Moon, and I play Leah Matsuda. I'm Evolion, and I play Sayuri Natsume.
I'm Fade, and I play Hideki Saito.
I'm Vieta Tortilla, and I play Yuko Nishihara.
I'm Goonstar, and I voice Takuya Toyonaga.
I'm Ryan Pratt, and I play Monokurasu.
I'm Katie Grigry, and I play the narrator. DR the Audio Project is directed by Krazztar. The head writer is myself, Katie Grigry. We would like to thank all of our amazing crew who worked hard on this project, including writers, editors, and composers. You can see who worked on each episode down in the description. If you want to listen to the project as early as possible, we release 3 days early on Bandcamp. Download the app and go to their website and you can find us there.